Good afternoon, good evening. I'm Marty Calabrese with Cleveland Metroparks, and welcome to Ask a Naturalist. Today's Ask a Naturalist question: can turkeys fly? Can wild turkeys fly? I'm talking about this creature, not the farmyard turkey, not the domesticated turkey, with which actually an ancestor is this creature right here. So the wild turkey, can it fly? What do you think? Chime in the comments with your answer. Also, perhaps your location, your city and state, or your country. This broadcast is coming to you live from Brecksville Reservation. It is 4,000 gorgeous acres of hiking. It is a highly incised landscape, which is a sort of legacy topography left behind from the glaciers, which carved this place up and left behind plenty of ravines and gorges and many, many miles of just wonderful hiking trails. There are paved trails, there are natural surface trails, there are bridle paths. I'm on a trail that connects to the back of Brecksville Nature Center, and I'm here at Meadows Field, the field right behind and next to Meadows picnic area, and you'll see there's a clearing sort of through the woods over there, and that's where we're headed. This is a great place to talk about turkeys because they do like these deciduous forests when there's a clearing next to it, and actually that's when my eyes normally pick up on seeing a wild turkey. Uh-oh, I'm getting reports that the video is not showing. Let's see here. Chime in and let me know if you can hear me, which is no fun. How about this? Can you see that? Give me some feedback, folks. I want to know that everything's going okay and that you can see the picture. Type it on in the comments. Let me know more. I'm still waiting to hear back. I could just relaunch. We can see and hear. All right. Let's get on with it. Here at Meadows Picnic Area in Brecksville Reservation, let's talk about birds. Let's talk about the wild turkey. I'm headed into this clearing. And what do you think? Can wild turkeys fly? That's what we're going to answer here. And I'm going to tell you in just a moment, okay? But let's learn a little bit about the biology of turkeys. And I want to see if any of you can pick up on what I'm walking straight towards. All right, so turkeys, of course, they're birds. There are now 10,000 bird species described to science worldwide, so that's around the world. In North America, there's 900 bird species. There's been over 400 documented in Ohio, and less than 200 of those. Do you see it yet? Do you see it? Okay, look right there in the center of your screen. What do you see? Okay, I'll show you that. We'll get back to that in 1 second. And less than 200 of those bird species, of the 400 in Ohio, less than 200 nest in Ohio. One of those is the wild turkey, Meleagris gallopavo. And this is a big, big bird. All right, it is rivaled in weight only by the trumpeter swan and the American white pelican. You know, big birds, California condor, big, heavy flying birds. And the wild turkey is in the pheasant family. So familiar birds to us are, in Ohio, the northern bobwhite quail, the ring-necked pheasants. So these are the related birds in the same family. The wild turkey is going to be in forests like that. I'm saying that they prefer deciduous forests, but since they roost in trees at night, what's wrong with those trees if you're looking for a safe, warm place at night, maybe hiding from predators, at least historically? I'd say you might not want to be in the winter in that kind of woods. You're missing some leaves. And yes, they do, Nancy. They roost together in trees. And I'd say you'd want to be in a forest like this, evergreen trees. So there's a little more cover at night. So since they don't migrate, my opinion is that they shift habitat just a little bit as we go into winter. But they'll still be in the deciduous woods. They'll be in forests that are a little more coniferous because there's just that many turkeys now. Ooh, let's see if you can see it at this point. Oh, there you go. Don't get your hopes up. It is a taxidermied wild turkey, if you see it there. And we do not have the real live thing today. And as we get closer, we'll talk a little bit more about how to really decipher a turkey and how you can tell male from female, etc. So historically, there were millions of turkeys within their range, which is the eastern part of the United States and up into Canada, and even a little bit more than that. A big chunk of North America. We're talking millions, and it went down to an approximate 30,000 individuals in the wild turkey population. Where's the best place to see turkeys? Thanks, Nancy, in Cleveland Metroparks. Well, a place just like this. They like these forests with clearings nearby. They like the forests again because they can find and forage for food during the day. They're kicking around leaf litter and looking for acorns, for example. But they are omnivorous. They'll eat worms too and bugs, so bits of meat. But again, they really like those acorns. Yeah, so as I was mentioning, historically, lots and lots of wild turkeys. With European settlement, so about 200 years ago, up until, the populations really went down because with the European settlement, they were clearing the preferred habitat for the wild turkey, for cropland and agriculture, and therefore the wild turkey populations plummeted. In fact, by 1904, the Division of Wildlife says wild turkeys were extirpated from Ohio. No wild turkeys in Ohio. But with some legal protections, wild turkeys have made a rebound. They've made a comeback, so much so that you can hunt for wild turkey. Now, the wildlife is singing. There's eastern bluebirds, blue jays, song sparrows. I just saw a sulfur butterfly go by. Oh, folks, I saw a red fox this morning in North Sugarland Reservation. Wow! And it was a black-colored red fox. How about that? All right, back to this turkey. How can we tell male from female? And in short, the answer to the question is, yes, they can fly. They have very strong muscles and flight feathers. And let's just actually back up and take in this turkey for a second. It's a tall individual. It does have a pretty big wingspan, upwards of 5 feet. Long tail feathers, featherless head, colorful, iridescent feathers, almost metallic when the sun hits it right. This is way different than the farm turkey. The domesticated turkey is white and flightless. So what's this? It's a beard. The males have it, so we know this is a male. Another way to tell if it's a male, it has a spur. And that's a pretty long one. They get longer as they get older. 3 toes, 1, 2, 3 facing forward, 1 facing back. And again, the spur and the beard, these are actually modified feathers, help us figure out that it's a male. Now, if we really want to be careful, we can look at this feather here. These breast feathers they're sort of tipped in black. And that's another way. See these? They're tipped in black. That's another way we know that this is a male. The brown, they would be more brown tipped or buff tipped if it's a female. Look at this bird. Oh yeah. And lots of things you can tell about this turkey, its age and its sex just by looking at it. But it is still, Brooklyn says female turkeys can gobble, males can't. Wow, I love the curiosity there. And I think they can all make a little bit of that gobble, gobble, gobble noise, but I'll have to look into that to see who gobbles a little bit more. Thanks, Brooklyn, for your feedback. So we'll call it a day here from Brecksville Reservation. To summarize, the wild turkey can fly, and you know what? They can fly fast. They are strong flyers. They can fly upwards of 50 miles per hour. They're agile, they're speedy. And also, they can fly from a really young age. They can fly at 1 to 2 weeks old after hatching. That is well ahead of many of the other bird species that I can think of. They are ready to go. The word would be precocial. They're ready to go almost ready to go after they hatch. Okay, I'm Marty Calabrese. Thanks for tuning in today. Feel free to keep your comments going. I will check back and answer any of your unanswered questions. I'll see you soon with our next Ask a Naturalist question. Bye for now.